kepolisian Polri.
Oke. All good. Oke, lanjut. Wah. Pergi ke Arkondendro. The fuck, Batman. Wah, ini ada baru nih. Baru tahu itu ada waypoint ya. Kampret banget juga coy. Oh, dah. Oh, wah, tuh. Ngantuk ya, masih pagi kok. Wah, lama juga nih. Ya, Kak.
Ada megang uang 2000 Iqbal?
Tak tahu.
Uang 2000 apa nih bang ke mama?
Ada pula uang.
Oof. My waistband has been feeling a little snug these last couple of days. Methinks I perchance have overindulged.
Pengen pakai yang ini loh. Kenapa juga? Biar enak. Ini baru lah.
The wind knows me. Into the wind.
Aku udah tahu jalannya.
One with nature.
Oh, aku nggak suka di rasanya. Di bawah. Baru kah? Ini bukan terowongan itu kan? Lagunya. Musiknya. Wow. Stars Room. Baru tuh. What the fuck? Hah? Mana tuh? Wow.
Now that we made it to Sumeru, our next objective should be to head to Sumeru City and find a way to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. And speaking of Lesser Lord Kusanali, even though we haven't heard too much about her, she doesn't seem to be the same deity who abducted your sister. But even so, people call Sumeru the Nation of Wisdom, you know. If we can get a chance to meet the God of Wisdom, maybe she can give us some useful information. But, Paimon doesn't know the way to Sumeru City. Maybe we can climb up to that spot with the... Even if we can't see exactly where the city is, at least we'll be able to check for some small...
Okay. Who
Wait
the
a
fuck
second.
is that?
Look! There's someone up ahead!
Who is
Perfect timing! Now we can just ask for directions rather than wander around like lost adventurers.
stranger? Okay, thank you.
Hey there! We're not from around here and seem to have gotten a... Huh? Did they not hear Paimon? Hey! You over there! Could you give us some directions?
Ini apa nih? Orang Sumeru.
What's going on here? There's no way she could have missed that. Wait! Could she be ignoring us? How dare she? Well, even so, she might be heading when we get the chance, we'll just ask someone else for...
What the fuck is that?
Come on, let's follow her. Just keep quiet. Make sure she doesn't notice us.
Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering?
Ke atas dulu kali ya.
Time to go.
Sigil-sigil ini.
Rise!
Terus.
Chip!
Apa sih sebenarnya itu?
Follow the wind. Quake!
Tar, aku nggak ngerti itu apa itu. Hah? Kekuatan apa coy?
Into the wind.
Oh. Begitu rupanya toh. Ini rupanya Dewi sama Sumeru ini berdekatan berarti. Oh enggak ini masalah apa? Nah nanti aja.
Follow the wind. Yeah.
Huh? She just walked near that small waterfall and then
Let's go check it out.
Paimon thought this cave would lead to a village or something. But look, she's sitting over there. Wait, what should we do now? Do we try asking her for directions again? Alright then. It's not like we have anyone else we can ask. Even if she's not very friendly. Oh! It's coming from that sensor over there. This is definitely not your typical place to call home. Huh? What's the matter? You don't look too good. What? Is the smell making you feel sick? Strange. What's happening? Traveler?
Sure, get up. What? Wah, tumbuhan ini. Orang ketiga ini nggak tahu si Kusanali ini kayak adik Kusanali atau siapa gitu, pasti ada yang gini.
Are you sure it's not serious?
Yes, you can relax. Believe me, Master is extremely knowledgeable. If he says that he's going to be alright, then there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Oh, are you awake now?
Oh, thank goodness! Traveler, you're finally awake! Well, we're at... Good question. Where are we? Paimon was in such a panic when you passed out that she even forgot to ask what place this is.
This is Gandharvaville. It was originally built by scholars from Sumeru as a place to rest in the rainforest. Now it's mainly used by the forest rangers as a base of operations. My name is Kale. I'm a trainee forest ranger. My master and I found you passed out during our patrol, so we brought you here. Oh, no things are necessary. I didn't do anything really. By the way, how are you feeling now? Any discomfort? Oh, that's Master's herbal medicine you're tasting. He gave you some while you were unconscious. Before I forget, Master mentioned you should take more medicine once you wake up. Whoops!
Kale, what's the matter? Were you trying to retrieve the medicine? As I've already told you, you must be careful with these. All right, I'll get it for you once I'm finished here.
Kok nggak terbuka mulutnya, bro?
Sorry, Master.
Now, the guide to Avidya Forest's edible fungi is clearly posted on our bulletin board. But if Farbode forgets which mushrooms to avoid one more time, I'll have no choice but to leave the guide somewhere a little more visible. Like right smack on his forehead so others can remind him to be careful.
Right? This is the second time he's come down with food poisoning this month. I'll be sure to give him a good talking to.
Yes, please do. If, on the off chance, Farbode simply enjoys having little imaginary fairies dance before his eyes, then we'll just let him be. But the next time he requires any of our medicine, be sure to charge him accordingly. So, how are you doing?
Oh, this is my master, Forest Watcher Tainari. He's Chief Officer.
I already informed Paimon about the reason you fell unconscious earlier. But now it is common, in hopes of asking directions, you two followed a scholar named Hypatia into her cave. The incense that incense typically has no effect on most people. But for a very select few, it can have profound effects on one's... Very good. Now, answer me this. Did you feel anything after passing out? Say, any out-of-body experiences? Or did you see anything while unconscious? Kale, let the others know to stop bringing their patrol logs here for now.
Huh? Why?
Because these two will be staying here for the next few days. They can have my room and I'll bunk with Amir. Now...
Yes, Master Tainari.
Wait, hold on a second. Can you tell us what's going on?
Sure. Let me fill you in. I originally planned to send you on your way once you finished your medicine. However, it appears now...
Further observation?
No need to be hasty. As long as you have the capacity to judge between right and wrong, I promise that you'll... Based on what you saw after smelling the incense and losing consciousness, we can conclude that you experienced a powerful hallucination, which suggests your mental state is not in the best of shape. If you're skeptical, have a whiff of this.
Oh, are you okay?
You're experiencing a similar sensation as when you passed out, aren't you? So even though your condition is stable as of now, if I were to haphazardly let you leave, the rainforest is home to many fierce animals and hazardous areas. If something were to happen to you again, I'm afraid you might not be so lucky. For now, I suggest you continue taking your medicine each day and avoid wandering off on your own. At least until you stop having adverse reactions. Good. Now continue resting while I fire up another bowl of medicine for you.
Medicine for you.
Seriously? We just arrived in Sumeru. Paimon knows we're set on meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali as soon as possible, but you really don't look too good. It'd probably be best to let you recover. Hey! Are you even listening to Paimon? Paimon's over here. What's weird? You mean how you're feeling now? You mean the vision of tree roots and red skies you saw? But if those weren't hallucinations, what could they be? Well, considering how unique you are, Paimon trusts your judgment here. But if he misjudged your condition, then there's a chance you could get worse, right? Huh? You mean that Tainari already knows that what you saw weren't hallucinations? Oh, Paimon gets it now. Well, that settles it then. We'll stay here to rest up and figure out what's going on. But it seems like asking Tainari might not be an option anymore. What do you think we should... Good idea! Kale's pretty friendly. We can ask her tomorrow about what she knows regarding the... Rise and shine! Come on, it's time to go find Kale!
Dan, gimana bro? Lah. Cuman dekat berapa? Loh, Terus ini apaan bro? Oh, kita ambil dulu. Wah, nanti ini bahaya nih kalau kita mainkan sekarang makanya. Nanti kita mainkan.
All right, next let's see your right hand, but please remember that you still need to be.
Yes, I will. By the way, Master.
Look, Kale, today's patrol will be a long one, so you won't be coming along this time. Besides, there's a chance we may.
But I have a vision too!
Don't talk like that, Kale. This is not something you. Ah, there you are. Feeling any better?
Feeling any better?
Yeah, since we'll be staying here for now, we thought we might.
Seems you're not the type to sit back and take it easy for a while, huh? And if you're feeling up to it, you can be responsible for cleaning the statue of.
Tenari, we're ready to head out.
Roger, I'll be right there. All right, we'll be heading into the forest now. I'll leave.
Yes, you can come.
So, Kale, Tanari mentioned cleaning the statue just now, but
Well, a forest ranger's responsibilities can be pretty. They handle a variety of tasks, like checking the condition of outlying roads, maintaining forest facilities, ensuring fire prevention. As for Master, today we can perform routine checks on the pathway lamps. Paimon, Traveler, this way! You can leave the task of checking the lamps to me. In the meantime, you two can keep an eye out for anything unusual.
Suaranya tuh menggemaskan kan memang. Oh, ini punya dia nih.
Nothing wrong with these two lamps. Let's move to the next ones. Oh, this lamp seems to be getting a little wobbly. Let me make a note of it. No problems with this lamp. Good. The statue of the Seven is up on top of that large rock formation. You must have seen it when you. It's pretty high up there, isn't it? Don't worry. If you're afraid you can't make it up there, I'm sure Master wouldn't mind if you don't clean the statue. Oh? I guess I'll leave it up to you then. There's not much footing.
Paimon will fly up with you and help you with those hard-to-reach areas. By the way, Kale, do you know anything about...
That depends. Are you referring to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata or Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
Huh? Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? Oh, is that the name of the former Dendro?
Uh-huh. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was Sumeru's first Dendro Archon. She created the rainforest as well as the wall of Samiel around the desert. Her works provided a means of peaceful living for everyone. To the people of Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, she disappeared in a great calamity that occurred a few hundred years ago. According to what Master has told me, the sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon and whisked her back to Sumeru. To celebrate the reinstatement of their lost deity, the sages dubbed her Lesser Lord Kusanali and let her recite.
Uh-huh.
Well, and then...
Huh? You're not too sure?
Yeah, I'm from Sumeru.
Maybe it's difficult to discuss this topic with strangers. If that's the case...
No, it's not that. I'm not trying to hide something from you. Anyway, you two know Amber, right?
Amber?
Wait, Amber? You mean...
Yes, that's her. I once lived in Mondstadt for a while, and she helped me a lot during that time. You could even say that she helped me become a new person. There's no one like Amber. She lives life to the fullest while always adhering to her strong sense of justice. She's ready to answer the call for action at any moment. If you ask me, she's a prime example of a true outrider. She's the first person anyone coming to Mondstadt will meet. You can't help but be enthralled by her charm and enthusiasm, causing you to fall in love with... Sorry.
Paimon thought the work of Outriders was a little different from what you just described, but
Sorry.
it's alright, Kale. Knowing that you're a friend of Amber somehow makes Paimon suddenly feel a lot closer to you. So, how do you know that we've met Amber?
Well, after I returned to Sumeru, Amber and I have stayed in touch. In one letter, she mentioned that Mondstadt was attacked by a fearsome dragon, but the city was saved by a mysterious... I knew you two were the ones she mentioned in the letter the moment I saw you. But, considering everything you've been through that day... Yep, so please know that you two have my complete trust. I wish I could tell you more about the Gender Archon, but I have been away from Sumeru...
That's alright. You've already helped us a lot. We had never even heard of Greater Lord Ruka Devata.
Oh, I'm happy that was helpful. There is one thing I want to ask, though. So that's why you're here.
Don't mention it. We are friends after all, right? Alright, we have a...
You both have my thanks. While you two are up there cleaning, I'll go ahead and inspect the forest canopy. Let's meet back here shortly.
Kali ginawa. Hanya nampak aja dia.
Huh. Now that Paimon looks at it, the deity that's carved on the statue is kinda small. Do you think she's supposed to be Greater Lord Ruka Devata or Lesser Lord Kusanali? You might be right. The statue does look well anyway. We'll have to figure that. Let's get started on cleaning the statue. Nice work.
Wait.
That's one clean.
Oh, ini tadi kampret.
Kale, we're back.
Oh.
Welcome back! You must be tired after all that climbing. Let's take a little break. I brought some fruit and water for us.
Yay, food! Hey, don't be a party pooper. It's not like Kale is a stranger or anything. Besides, the best way to come...
I prepared a nice portable dish that forest rangers like to eat called pita pockets. I hope...
No, you dropped...
Not to worry. I wrapped a few layers of oiled paper around each pita. They should be fine.
Oh, Paimon. Those pitas are amazing! Thank goodness you wrapped them in paper. Paimon wouldn't have been able to sleep at night knowing something so...
You really know how to compliment the chef, Paimon. Since you liked it so much, I'll be sure to give you a copy of the recipe sometime. I'll even include all...
Yay! Thanks, Kale! It's hard to...
Oh!
So, Kale, don't you think that Tainari's a little too strict with you? He won't Paimon knock stuff over all the time flying around the Traveler, but he's never said anything. Everyone has a...
No, you've got the wrong idea about Master. Sure, he may see... I've heard the veteran rangers say that Master is from some ancient and mysterious race that is known for their cunning wit and reclusive nature. Oh, by the way, you've heard of the Academia, right? Well, there's a group called... anyway, because Master does a lot of research on plants, sages from the Academia have written him many times, inviting him to take up an official position there. But Master declines their offers every time, saying, Sumeru City is too noisy. It'd be bad for my ears. Seems you already know him well. Anyway, I'm sure the Sage's master could obviously have a bright future in the academia, but he insists on sticking to the path of a forest watcher. Every day he helps a local. In fact, Master's the one who taught me how to make pita pocket.
Really? Paimon wouldn't. Oh, speaking of Tainari, he was the one who took care of you after finding you passed out yesterday. He even carried you all the way here. Paimon's still kinda upset, though. He kept scolding Paimon the entire way here.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Master might have been overreacting a little. But, it's mostly because Paimon wouldn't stop yelling, "Why, oh why? Is he going to die?" It probably...
Hey! Don't laugh! Paimon was genuinely concerned about you. Hey! Now even Kale's starting to laugh. Ugh, that's it! Paimon won't forget this. It's time for some Paimonial...
No! Don't touch me!
Huh?
Oh, sorry, Kale. Paimon didn't mean to scare you.
Dia nggak mau dipegang sama dia.
No, I just...
Kale, are you okay? What's the matter?
No, I'm... I'm fine. I'm sorry. I must have... Oh, well, it's getting late now. Let's hurry back to Gandharville.
Oh,
Huh?
Kale.
What was up with Kale just now? And why is she in such a hurry all of a sudden? Look, she's practically running back.
Oh my god.
Ah, Traveler. You've returned.
Yep, we're back.
Oh, Kale?
Oh, okay.
Oh, Paimon kampret. Tunggu sampai gue ada fuck is that, bro? Kita hidupin lo nih semua. Ini kebanyakan ini gue bilang apa poinnya. Deket-deketan ini.
Time to go.
Waypointnya kedekatan, bro.
One with nature.
Lagu itu trompet aja.
I follow the wind.
Bang, review bang. Welcome to the stream tadi Ari. Apa yang mau ku review nih, Mut? Ini kayaknya gue bakalan ada show-off nih. Mapnya ada yang bawah air juga, Bal. Gila ini mapnya atas bawah. Wah,
Time to go.
betul-betul kayak apa berarti kan? Apple Archipelago tuh. Baru main loh. Udah kena informasi yang gitu. Ini ada lautnya juga ya. Buat kapal juga situ.
One with nature.
Ini makanya cantik sih bang. Apa nih? Ini yakin aku. Ini pasti. Apa ini bro? Sumer terkadang kamu akan bisa bertemu dengan. Wah, aku nggak ada dendro, brother. Oh iya, kenapa nggak aku berubah ke dendro ya?
To the wind.
Lupa.
Time to go.
Masa sekarang aku berubah ke dendro ya? Zaitun. Bisa ada timun zaitun di sini. Oh, oh. Nanti ya. Nice. Bisa ada tumbuhan zaitun. Pakai MC bal. Apa MC Mut?
Time to go.
MC apaan, Pak? Perlu gengnya. Kita buka-bukain dulu nih waypointnya. Biar enak. Anjay. Anjay. Traveler yang dan Roya. Itu tadi bilang, Pak. Traveler tadi. Lupa kok. Tapi ya nanti lah. Nanti aja. Kita buka dulu semuanya nih. Biar enak storynya. Wih, aku males sekali nih. Ngapain lah kan di sini? Ya Allah. Kampret, terkejut aku. Apa ini, coy?
One with nature.
Apa itu, bro? Wah, ada anjing, Wak. Ini apa? Jangan bilang ini musuh. Ya Allah, lucunya. Ya Allah, musuh rupanya. Wah. Musuh apa nih? Musuh apa itu, Wak? Ya Allah, cuman binatang rupanya. Ampun.
Time to go.
Zaitun. Ambil zaitun. Ntar ya, guys. Oke, lanjut. Lanjut.
Into the wind.
Sumeru City. Nanti aja lah. Penting nih doang.
Happy to oblige.
Oke. Bolehlah aku menjalan-jalan ke sana, kampret.
Follow the wind.
Ente boleh. Elektroregis Fin. Gile. Mak baru coy, keren kali. By the way ya, ini aku udah komen kan belum ya? Ada lagi ya. Wah.
Time to go. One with nature.
Padahal nanti mainin ini.
Time to go.
kaunis.
Maybe she's in a better mood now. Let's go check on her.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Ah, it's you two. I was just about to go look for you.
Huh? Tighnari? What are you doing here? Where's Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put it simply, she's not well.
You mean she's sick? How could she be... Oh, wait a minute. Could it be because of what Paimon did yesterday?
No, no need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. This sickness is something that Kale has been dealing with for some time. Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so, to be honest. I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend for some time now. It must have been refreshing for her to have you two here.
So, Tighnari, what's really wrong with Kale?
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. Kale just fell asleep after taking her medicine.
Time to go.
All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized that you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard all about your deeds in Liyue and Inazuma. So, just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are or your past feats. Instead, I am going to tell you because... Well, because Kale asked me to. And honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing her past to you. But she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend. So now she wishes to reciprocate the gesture.
So, Tighnari, what exactly is wrong with Kale? You said this is something she's been dealing with for some time. Just how serious is it?
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease called Elazar.
Elzar.
Elazar?
Yes, it's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and hardened scales that form on the body. At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on the affected area of the skin. However, as the disease progresses, one may begin in its final stages. The disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body.
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting a little clumsy...
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying or holding. With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses to a more serious... Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their...
What?
Ah, it appears you are already familiar with them. That'll save me some explanation. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that she had been given to a harbinger known as the Doctor.
Todore.
I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but her case of Elazar was completely stable for all the years that Kale was with them. However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but her experience with the Fatui has left deep scars. Even now, she can still feel deathly afraid of someone touching her.
Oh, Paimon had no idea Kale's been through so much suffering.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday. She also wanted both of you to know that she's sorry for hiding her illness.
She doesn't need to apologize.
Well said. I hope you'll get a chance to tell her that in person the next time you see her. Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust.
Don't worry, Tainari. We'll take good care of her.
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led to her breakdown. Though, I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived. She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical exercise is always necessary. All right, now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest to find some
Yeah, we'd like to do...
All right, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who...
No problem.
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as lunar lotus. It's often used to help those
Hey, Tainari? Where exactly are we going to find this plant?
Lunar lotus can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville.
Given the name, it's...
You are correct. Lunar lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species, if you ask me. The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Kalpalata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine. And then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, completely contrary to its name.
Oh, huh. Okay then. Note to Paimon.
There should be lunar lotuses growing somewhere in this area. If you could manage to gather 4 of them, we'll rendezvous here.
Alright, we've gathered enough lunar lotuses. Let's head back to meet Tainari. Hey Tainari, we found the lotuses you requested.
Let me take a look. Good, very good. These are all excellent quality. I'm quite glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time here. It seems we even have enough time to stock up on some—
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, Tainari, someone's calling.
Ah yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just say— Let's go find out what's going on.
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared. Can you tell me the exact location?
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire...
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry.
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. So we didn't risk.
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision. I'll go deal with it.
Wait, Tainari, why don't you let us?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still... There's a unique type of anomaly. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife and even people.
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. I wasn't kidding when I said the rainforest. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate elements, will be able to resist.
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make a record of the location and then have a ranger with the proper abilities deal with it, like Tainari here. Only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, he may not have a vision, but he's a real pro at using the power of the elements.
It seems the rumors about you are true. In that case, we typically only teach visitors how to identify the withering as they're about to leave Gandharvaville. We'll make an...
Time to go.
Stop. Don't move any further. Look there in the distance.
Huh? Where? Oh, look! Those plants have withered! Oh, Paimon doesn't...
That is the withering.
No withering.
All right, traveler. We're going to have to enter that withering zone. Once inside, we'll need to look for what we call tumors of the withering. Thank you, but I must warn you. Don't push yourself. Even with elemental powers, once you step inside the withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. If at any point it becomes... You ready then? Let's go.
Let's go. Oke, aku butuh healer lah nih.
First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
Butuh healer, butuh healer. Kantin lusungnya apa? Tuh ini.
Need my help as you...
Ya, ya, ya.
Let me scry. Take flight.
Into the wind.
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor.
My apologies.
Now, destroy the tumors of the withering.
We did it! Everything's returning to normal now!
Yes, thanks to you two. We were able to...
Tainari? You make it sound like we did well, but what?
It's that obvious, huh? Alright, it's like this. Recently, the rate at which the Withering Zone appears has been increasing. Even though, if that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe. For instance, even though we cleared out the Withering Zone, many of the plants that were affected will not recover. This presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline. And most disturbingly, as the appearances of Withering Zones have started to increase, Kale's case of Elazar has...
Huh?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that No, none that we know of. The Withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. By the way, have you heard of Irminsul before? Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense. You can basically think of... I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern deep underground, all the way up to the surface. Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect knowledge and wisdom from ancient times to... The Dendro Archon is known as the God of Wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro Archon's power is a manifestation. And as for the Withering, its emergence is related to a disease that's affecting it. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukadevata's familiars a long time ago. But even those mysterious creatures did not know of a cure for Irminsul. I'm afraid we Rangers will be battling the Withering Zones here for a long... Alright, that's enough on this topic for the time being. Now that we've taken care of things here, it's time for us to head back to Gandharvaville.
Gandharva.
Wind Strider! Into the wind! This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back. How did it...
The Withering Zone you... Huh. Wait, is that... Oh no, Hypatia!
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon were following when you first arrived in Sumeru.
Oh, her? How could we forget?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Huh?
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to she must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations.
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait, how did you know all that?
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still. I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon.
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But will the trip...
Let's find out. Here, Traveler, take a smell and So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? But wait, how'd you know that he...
Back when we were clearing the Withering Zone, I observed that he could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. I knew that. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw while you were unconscious? That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation of Sumeru, but my forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now that that duty has fallen to me, it was part of my responsibilities to ascertain whether you could be entrusted with the fate. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my confidence. When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of spirit-born...
that sounds nice and all, but will she really help us?
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that time, she must avoid communicate. Please, wait here for... Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia. Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it to her and she'll answer no. I should be the one thanking...
Aku ganti dulu lah baju.
Hypatia should still be a...
Bangsat. Ganti dulu biasa. Baju traveler.
This world is full...
Ini coba kita. Mana ya? Unek apa enggak ini ya?
A pleasure to be working with you.
Lebih baik ganti juga dong.
There's still a long road ahead.
Jadi dia, ya Allah, lupa ganti. Jadi boleh ini apa? Dan artefak what the fuck, tahap ini artefaknya nih buat bodo amat lah yang aku pakai makannya. Attack on the person. Empat simnya awalnya. ngikutin bos biasa. Gila bro.
Follow the wind.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing.
Bagus dari support lah ya. Kampret. Siapa ini?
Come on, don't keep me waiting.
Hello? Hypatia? Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area.
Masuk ke mimpi lain.
There you are! Hypatia, are you alright?
So hungry.
There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Wait. Why doesn't...
Sebab kabut gitu.
How'd things out here end up looking like this? What happened? And where are we? Really? Oh.
Time to go.
Mana nih kampret?
Wow. This place is huge. Paimon knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
Yeah. Follow the wind.
Wow. What the fuck? Apa ini?
Time to go.
Stabilize.
Propagate! The range knows. Tidal wave, brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Scatter!
Teaching of the praxis. Gila lah. Kayak apa nih? Dia yang bisa
What the Tibet is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute. Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good.
Crumble.
Time to go.
mana nih?
Propagate! Time to go.
Nggak mau. Halo.
Time to go.
Dia tersesat lah. Habis lewat.
Well. Looks like we meet again, traveler.
The Abyss Herald! What are you planning to do in this strange place?
Strange place. Plotting. You needn't. Long before the abyss.
Solidify. Scatter! No time. Spring forth! Clouds high. The birds come!
Order guide you. Stabilize. It's still time.
Propagate! One with wind and cloud.
Huh? Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We faced others like him before! What's wrong this time?
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your sister. Oh, pitiful traveler. Her Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in her eyes is that of an annoying bug. The bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. Your journey is meaningless. But don't you fret now. Today will be your last.
Masa iya? Masa iya?
What do we do? Oh, there she is! Quick!
So sweet.
Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that? Are you okay? Anyways, we can talk about this later. We better make sure she's alright first. Whoa! Wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around her.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us here to bring you some food and water.
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the fruit. We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips.
Oh, I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from my,
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So...
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some...
No, I actually do believe what the Traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before, and ended up scaring my timid little... You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves...
So, Hypatia, just what kind of...
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper... I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Earth. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind was racing with all the... And at that very moment, I suddenly know... In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me approaching them. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh! And then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them. I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes, no doubt about that. By the way...
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something ourselves. Besides, Paimon's good. All right, we're out, Traveler. Today's menu will feature Sweet Madame.
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to it.
Ya ampun.
Scatter!
Ada apinya padahal.
All done. Let's use the empty box that Tainari gave us and... Oh, it smells amazing.
Wah. Aneh. Aneh. No guys. Kayaknya aku mau sholat. Wah. Aduh halo bro. Okay. It's okay, right? It's okay. Tuh. Lanjut, lanjut.
Are you already finished cooking? Mmm, smells delectable. I'm truly thankful. Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling spirit. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Earth?
The ingredients used to make spirit-born ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the... Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question.
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experienced a sensory overload. Taking in any sense similar to the ingredients of Spirit-born Ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry, though. It appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of spirit...
Well, that...
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life.
Whoa, you're really serious about...
As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so... Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for... If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness intact. I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind cave. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while
Whoa! So knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous! Aren't you afraid of the risk?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself. And they have the curious...
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Huh?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the God of Wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. But I was free of fear. Maybe... just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with Ermin?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a memory contained within Ermin's soul itself.
2020. Bulan 4. 2020. Apa ini emang? Udah lama kali.
World if only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. I might have some... If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me. There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already looking forward to tasting some more...
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gun...
Ya ampun. Terus ini di mana ini ya ampun. Ya Allah, tadi mana itu tadi apa?
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand. I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the Academia, not to cause a scene.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person. But I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
I see. Huh. And I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort. And now...
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumeru City.
And how long will I be required to stay?
There's no
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Tainari!
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
So be it.
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the Academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project. But all that can wait. How did things go with Hypatia?
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound.
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer.
That's right! We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice.
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any advice.
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try asking?
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City have been fairly short. How about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Immorta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy for you, but maybe you can give it a try.
Oh?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Some say that this very item is the base. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise. So I'll leave it to them to show you how to use.
Great! Next up, Sumeru City! That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kale before we...
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have wanted to see you off.
Thanks, Tainari. All right.
Farewell. And good...
Good luck.
I've been waiting. Never mind. I guess I should just wish you two a safe and successful journey.
Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after all. It's up to me and the others to protect. And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met. But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for friends to be genuine with.
There's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting us enough to be your friends and sharing your past with us. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends and we care about you.
Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave, I have something for you.
Oh? What is it?
It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy, remember? My handwriting is...
Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those scrumptious little pitas.
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville. Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. please visit Gandharville again. The Rangers will always be ready to assist you here.
Pita Pocket.
Time to go.
Di apakah kota? Apakah ada
Sumeru City! Wait, oh! Did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their heads lit up.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Oh, yeah, that...
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha. But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru City with a device. Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's lasting legacy. A treasure trove of After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most ingenious inventions. As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need. I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large cities such as Sumeru City and Port Ormos.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about. It's...
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, this policy was recently changed, and now all travelers are issued one. Here are your Akasha terminals. Please hand... To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself.
Oh! Says this little doodad lets you access knowledge. Maybe we can use it to find a way to meet... May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom. Whoa! Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam!
Exactly. And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Okay, now that we're in, we can check the Akasha about... 500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now resides in the sanctuary of... Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Paimon doesn't sense anything. Oh, come on! Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember. Paimon's brain is exhausted. Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it? Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just... You too? Well... everyone's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumeru really... Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kusanali. Guess our only choice now is to try meeting with the researcher that Tainari recommended. He's from Sumeru, and even has a position in the academia. Let's see. Tainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope.
How can my own brother
It's
say
not
something
far
like
from the
that?
city's gate.
It's plain hurtful.
Let's head over and have a look. Hopefully he's at home. Hello, are you Rohawi?
Yes, that's me.
Great. You see, Tainari sent us here.
What? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the most convincing results, but...
Here, this is a letter.
Oh, let me see. Ah! Ooh, what a relief. You two nearly seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly my area of expertise, but let me see what I can find in the Akasha. Sorry.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that?
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need for me to know more. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the sanctuary of Surasthana.
Didn't expect her to be such...
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would
but then what can we...
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. You could certainly try asking around and see if anyone else has ideas. And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see Lesser Lord Kusanali may not be a bad thing. In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, and things you can never accomplish. Knowing when to yield is a form of wisdom. Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year. Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6 great sages, come find me. Hey, come on. This is a survival skill at...
Paimon's expectations were pretty low, but this is so low it's like digging holes in the dirt. So what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone, we don't know anybody here. Huh? Like who? Oh, you're right! Catherine! The Adventurers Guild has its own
At Astra. Cuaca bang keamanan.
Ad Astra Abyssask. Hello, Traveler and Paimon.
Catherine, we need your help with something.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve you.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know...
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood. apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha. I'm also unable to
Aww, another dead end. Well, if Catherine can't help us, then we really don't—
Please do not worry. I may know in Sumeru, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, they take on various contracts and work all across Sumeru, so they naturally accrue intelligence. An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating the
Corps of 30? What a weird—
Supposedly, they are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception. Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, he and his words carry great weight within mercenary circles. If you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of 30's headquarters, the Citadel of Rexar. You're welcome. I wish you two the best of luck. We look forward to your exploits in Sumeru.
Alright, off to the Citadel of Rexar we go!
Time to go.
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you to.
It's nice to meet you, Asfand.
I see. So, Catherine's the one who... Ha! It's true that the Eremites' network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the Dendro Archon.
Wait, seriously?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinities. As far as the Akasha goes, we can access even less than you. We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out a living. It isn't just...
Oh? Why's that?
Just take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although they believe in their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord Kusanali just happened to inherit. Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar with, not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance, and the Academia never announces anything about her. As far as the people...
Really? Aw. After hearing all of that...
Ha! But who knows? We're all just guessing when it comes down to it. Besides, I'm sure the God of Wisdom doesn't worry about her reputation.
All right, well...
No problem. Always happy to help out the Adventurers Guild.
Seems Asfand was right about most people's attitudes here. Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares about Lesser Lord Kusanagi?
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information on Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful followers.
Whoa, really? Then do you know how—
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon. Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who heard a prophecy. It predicted that a group panicked by what he heard. The man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him with the wisdom to help him escape his predicament. The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. However, in despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had no choice but to sorrowfully...
Okay,
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened by the trials of his journey. By relying on his own strength, he managed, at that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an avatar of the Dendro Archon. Oh, Archon Seeker, do you now understand? She and her wisdom have long been found by you. Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass, every ray of sparkling sun, and every breath of dancing wind. So long as you continue to think and ponder.
Yeah, thanks for the story! Paimon feels all warm and fuzzy inside after that.
In a way, it seems like this story is also one of the Dendro Archon's avatars.
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali, can you...
Of course. So did you two know that, I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now.
Lari dia.
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened? It looks like they're searching for someone. Dunyarzad was acting... this stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about...
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress?
Did she have bandages wrapped around...
Yes, that's her. Did you see...
Yeah, she went that way.
Quick, after her!
That should keep him busy for a while. Dunyarzad, we thought you might have been long gone, but...
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
You can relax now. We threw those people looking for you up.
Really? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I believe there's... Uh-oh. Looks like there are some coming this way.
Huh? More of them?
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me. Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port we can go to. They probably wouldn't expect...
All right, let's move out. Stay behind us. We'll keep an eye out for it.
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait! Stand down, Dia!
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happened to notice that you were all searching for me, so they helped me hide.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Wait a sec! Who the heck are you? And why are you shooing us away?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so...
And
it'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack of potatoes.
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back. Why are you still pushing her?
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers.
How much?
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? so you never listen to my parents ever again. Double? A triple? Give me some time, and I'll get that much.
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles. That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience was also telling me it's the right thing to do. And knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you, don't be stubborn.
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits, and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, the only people being... And I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. They still won't accept reality. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with us a long time already. Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's someone else in this world I'm also grateful to. Because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same I have for my parents. This is my life and my last chance. So I want to do something meaningful.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now is meaningful?
Yes, I'm sure. At least, it is to me.
Fine, I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I respect your determination.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now. My nerves were acting up.
Don't worry about it, my lady. I did say that I like Mora. Besides, today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. It wouldn't be easy to hide things from your old man. Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone to cover you for when you're out and about. So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of what your father pays me. We can settle the bill when we return to the estate.
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
I'm fine, really. I just feel...
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern.
I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like for you to join us.
Sure! After you rest up, we want to hear more about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ha! Well, if it isn't Dia. Haven't seen you. Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now. Ha! Don't you find...
Nah, you get used to it. How about a minute?
You got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages like you very often. We'll be sure...
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of Mora, but please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Wait, we're paying for ourselves now? Aw, Paimon kinda wanted to try something fancy, but we aren't exactly loaded. Guess Paimon will settle for something ordinary.
How about our coconut charcoal cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers over there are eating some now.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass. What do you have against my slime dishes? Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived, and almost nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali. So, what made you want...
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know how, I think I've actually seen her before.
Huh?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bed. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for me. My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad that I was in a Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind. Dunyarzad.
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry. Who are you? How do I explain this? You might not be able to understand, but actually... Really? Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder, that you hate taking medicine every morning, and that you love counting the petals on your mom's skirt. Wow, you really do know everything. Dunyarzad, is there an... What? Not really. I can't go in. Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what... can you make my... Oh. Then, can you be my friend?
After that, the voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend." Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel, deserts, and all of Tevat. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told my mother about it, but she said that I must have been dreaming. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Tevat. Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world, nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy so many books. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zerus festival for her.
What's the Sub-Zero?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday, which was the day that she was found by the sages. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration of the I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. In those days, the festival was a huge deal, but because of the Academia's influence, people have gradually... The Academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zerus festival, forget any funding. They practically act like it doesn't exist. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death, so they're reluctant to celebrate.
Aww, but that's awful.
It is. It's absolutely sure the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly protecting us for the past few hundred...
Just remember that we're still out in public.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zerus festival to this day, but I hadn't met any of them before, so I was never able to contribute. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali. I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the least I could do for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hold on, my lady, does this friend happen to be Nilu? The one who sends flowers to the estate?
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something in her arms.
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared. So I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today, and see how things are coming along. Dia.
Sure, that's quite the trip though. Okay.
No, that would be too much.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then...
But of course! Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord
Lagunya itulah. Buat ngantuk lagunya. Perlu ya bro.
follow the wind.
Waduh. Gila sih kotanya.
Sorry I'm late, Nilu.
Oh, Dunyarzad. It was taking you so long that I assumed you got trapped at home. Uh-oh. But if Dia's here, that means you got caught, right?
You could say that, but everything worked out.
Oh. And who are these two?
Oh, meet the Traveler and Paimon, my two newest friends. They're visitors who just arrived at Sumeru City.
So you're followers from another land? Oh, really? Well, that's okay. You're still invited. By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already started decorating the Grand Bazaar. It looks spectacular.
You're very welcome. It's the only thing I could do.
Probably? But don't sweat it. We've already finished renovating the stage. Come on.
Corps of 30 pasukan
Wow! This place is amazing!
Not bad. Huh. Last time I was here, the stairs were full of holes.
The stairs were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. We reported it to the academia many times, but they never sent anyone to deal with it. We didn't want anything bad happening, so we were going to cancel all the stage performances.
Oh, probably because it was the theater asking.
The academia looks down on performers like us. They probably think it would be best if the theater closed down completely. We can't let that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved in the theater go hungry, but then we wouldn't be able to hold the— Thank the Dendra Archon for Dunyarzad. But the more she gave us, we hired someone to patch up the tree, and the stage is going to be even prettier when it's festival time.
And I can't wait to see you on the stage. You've been practicing so long.
It's—
Nilu, what are you gonna be doing at the—
She'll be dancing the dance of Sub-Zeros, the most important performance.
Dunyarzad, have you told them the origin of this holiday?
I only told them about the Greater Lord and Lesser Lord so far.
Okay. Then I'll tell you two about how according to legend, the Sub-Zeros festival was originally the Goddess of Flowers' birthday celebration for the Greater Lord. A long, long time ago, on one of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthdays, her friends threw her a celebratory banquet. Some of the gods got drunk. One started playing music, and the Greater Lord started singing, so the Goddess of Flowers began to dance. As she danced upon the grass, countless beautiful those brilliant purple flowers became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored, "Oh, if only time could stop at this very moment." Of course they did. When people mention the gods, they always think of the Archon War. But Sumeru's gods also had happy times.
Perang Archon.
Although they aren't around anymore, they're preserved in our tradition of dance. This outfit I'm wearing is apparently based on how the Goddess of Flowers looked. Though we're just tiny people compared to the Divine, we still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday girl feels loved on her special day.
Nilu, you of all people will definitely be able to convey our well wishes to the Dendro Archon. I also noticed that you went the extra
They symbolize the Goddess of Flowers, after all. It's just a shame that all the real Patisaras went
Yeah. The Greater Lord brought forth Patisaras in memory of the Goddess of Flowers, but she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful purple.
Thinking about the Goddess of Flowers dance makes me wish I could have seen it. If my stage were anything like that, I'd be thrilled. So, Traveler in Paimon, what do you think?
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for her birthday. It'll be a good opportunity for you to learn more about her.
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea! Of course Paimon wants to watch. Those two things aren't...
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zerus festival together?
Dunyarzad, let me show you which stage decorations we've picked out so far. Traveler in Paimon, if that doesn't sound interesting to you, then feel free to explore. Everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves Lesser Lord Kusan.
In that case, we'll take...
Whoa! What's with your yellow hair? And why do your clothes look so funny? Did you know that the Sub-Zerus festival is about to happen? There'll be loads of fun things to do at the festival. But the best part is when Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, passes out candy to everyone.
Who the fuck is Faris?
Milu, you're out.
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes. Did you know that Mr. Zubair not only can make... I've noticed that you can't keep your eyes off that crown over there. Of course. The legends say that the Goddess of Flowers had beautiful horns on her head, so this crown was made to reflect that. Dunyarzad, you...
Things are really shaping up, and there's a buzz around the festival this year. We're expecting people from all over. Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumeru City has the best of everything. Some festival snacks are only offered here in the Grand Bazaar. And when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the Grand Bazaar's got the best of the best. Sure, those folks at the Academia might not like it, but what's a festival without song and dance?
Huh. Revamping the stage for the festival couldn't have been easy, that's for sure. I bet this year's festival will be one to remember. I don't know much about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that the residents here have a penchant for song and dance. Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. That's,
Ah, dancing at the Sub-Zerus festival. You know, as a child, I even asked my grandmother why we performed the dance for the My grandmother said that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved deity and honored by all. And Lesser Lord Kusanali is too. If the Goddess of Flowers ever knew Lesser Lord the Sub-Zerus festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That is, until a wealthy benefactor stepped in this year.
Hey! Is that who Paimon thinks it is? It looks like... Catherine!
Catherine?
Huh. Come to think of it, Paimon's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild. This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break. Hey, Catherine!
Huh? Oh, hey! It's the Traveler and...
Whoa! Break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual. Paimon was still waiting for her to say Ad Astra...
Sure.
Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild doesn't require any complicated function, but saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. Like what? But take you two, for example. You travel across Teyvat to enrich your lives and get—
Well, we enjoy traveling across Teyvat and all that, but we're mainly looking for clues about his sister.
Yes, you should keep searching. Sometimes the answers we're looking for aren't necessarily at our intended destination. Instead, they're found along the way.
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently? Anyways,
no, not particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the recent atmosphere here. Oh.
Alright, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh, by the way, thanks for connecting us with the Eremites.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here. You've already been blessed.
There's something...
Hey, traveler.
Oh, hey, Dia.
I've got something to tell ya. My lady knows you're looking for ways to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali, and she's been trying to come up with a way to help you. Well, I have an idea that might help.
Are you serious?
It might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. I'll need to take you two somewhere and ask someone some questions. My lady is feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu's found a place for her to rest. After I take my lady home...
Sounds like a plan. Let's head over to the Citadel of Rexar and wait for Dia.
Time to go.
Sorry, I'm late. It took some convincing for the master and mistress to believe that Miss Dunyarzad was only sitting in the port for a while because she was in a... Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyarzad that happy in a long time.
You sure sound a whole lot nicer than when we first met, Dia. Who would have thought you had such a soft spot for Dunyarzad?
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard, and I work...
Look, Dia's blushing.
Listen, you two. I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see if the person I know has a way for you two to meet with the Lesser Lord. Oh, hey, Chief.
Ha, Dia! What are you doing here? And well, didn't expect...
I take it you all know each other?
Mm-hmm. We met this morning after the Adventurers Guild pointed us to Osfon for...
No kidding. Huh. So, where's Ruksha? I thought I'd help these two out by asking about the theft. Anything you can tell him?
Ruksha's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered Sumeru City to begin bolstering its defenses. So people... Since you've already mentioned the theft, I suppose I might as well tell him what we know.
Appreciate it.
Theft? Sorry.
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon. This case might just somehow help you in meeting her.
Ha, I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you ask me, let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru village. Word got out, and the convoy was robbed on its way back. The Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch the Matra, but also enlisted our help in the search for leads. All we know so far is that whatever was stolen is currently in Port Ormos.
You two have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's the largest commercial port in all of Sumeru. You can travel there by leaving Sumeru City and heading south along the river. The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back. meaning the population's also a mixed bag. You never know who you'll meet.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha, knowledge, and even the gods. I'm afraid I don't have any other... If you're interested, maybe you can head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want my advice, try introducing yourselves as students of the Academia once you're there.
Are you serious, Chief? All the Academia students are in Sumeru City.
If you're also interested, just...
Count me out. I've got plenty of work to do. And take it from me, if you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you'd best watch your backs. Let's just say that the Eremites there aren't nearly as friendly as the... There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Retake Sumeru for the Scarlet King." Word is that more and more are joining their movement. They're becoming a real headache for Chief and the others.
You bet they are. The Scarlet King's been dead for thousands of years. Now they start spreading rumors of his return.
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandoned their homes in the wilderness still wish to have a god of their own. Well, Traveler, that's about all the information.
Thanks, Dia! And you, since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumeru City, let's head to Port Ormos and see what we can find there.
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival, so be sure to get yourselves back here in time for that. Good. Then we'll see you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival.
Okay. Alright. Panjang juga ini perjalanannya. Tiga lagi.
Time to go. So many options. Which school should I choose? Time.
Tanaman apa nih? Ganti ke Rajor lah wajib.
We're going to hunt.
Baru nih.
Propagate! This is order. Keep back! Germinate!
These things useful? Follow the wind.
Desvetakan Mountain.
Time to go.
Wah, ini banyak misteri sebenarnya. Oh gila bro, ini bawah tanah ini akan aku.
One with nature.
Harusnya dari sini lebih cepat. Harusnya. Ini apa nyok? Jangan bilang ini musuhnya. Sebesar ini robotnya. Sarah robot yang lain. Ya ampun, apaan.
The wind knows me. Time to go. Into the wind.
Is this an answer from this?
Gila, Cok. Ini macam perang laut ya. Naskah mapnya lah. Lama nggak login habis dari mana bang? Ya selamat ngerjain tesis. Nyari judul, nyari referensi, nyari jurnal. Capek ya, masih kuliah-kuliah nih sekarang. Ini kok apa ini? Ya Allah cantiknya. Bagus sekali mapnya, asli bah. Aku mau kesini bah. Mana waypointnya? What?
Follow the wind.
There it is. Lagi waypoint. Ikuti aja. Ikuti aja dulu. Jaminan tuh dari atas tadi.
Time to go.
Berapa banyak kota di sini? Ya ampun, apa nih?
Port Ormos is pretty great. There's so many new and interesting things. Not to mention all Sumeru's
Makan
largest
aja
commercial
bangunnya.
port sure lives up to its name. Look at all the merchants. And everyone seems excited just to be here.
How did things end up?
All thanks to your artistic license. That's how. I should have made you wait until we got an update from Tanja.
But when I finished the prototype Aranara yesterday, you agreed that the kids would like it. That's why we tried bringing it out for a test run today.
Well, I never thought they'd dislike it so much.
Oh, what should we do?
Whoa. Yeah. Compared to everyone else,
Kayak orang di sini
they
pelajar
seem
semua.
really down in the dumps.
Orang-orang
Let's go find out what's going on.
orang-orang kuliahan semua ya Sumeru-nya.
Hey there. Paimon's name is Paimon, and he's a traveler who is just passing by.
Oh, I noticed you two a moment ago. Welcome to Akara Crafts. What's bothering us is this prototype Aranara.
Prototype Aranara? You mean this wood carving here? It looks like a a mush.
Oh, there we have it.
Not the first negative feedback we've had.
So, what exactly is a prototype Aranara?
So for context, Aranara are magical creatures in Sumerian fairy tales that live in the forest. For the store's 20th anniversary, we plan to release a series of hand-carved toys based on the Aranara stories that kids know, and this is a prototype we made to get an idea of how they would react. But when we put it out there, the reaction was...
They thought it looked like a mushroom too, huh?
No, worse than that, actually. I can't quite describe it, though. And I'm also not very good with kids.
This is not an Aranara. I've read Uncle Tanja's Aranara and the ill little fungus. It says that Aranara are supposed to be...
Toys do look better when they're round and chubby. Uncle Tonder said in Aranara's vow that you can deceive the eyes, but you can't deceive the heart. This carving makes me feel lost and confused inside. I don't think the creator put his heart into it at all. It's nothing like an art. Ooh, didn't put his heart into it, huh? Oh, sounds like one of those...
Cassid and Alia didn't like this carving, but it doesn't look too happy, so it's kind of pitiful in a cute way.
Oh, a person!
Yeah, so I would totally ask my dad to get it for me.
Oh, well, that took a sudden turn for the worse. We asked the children for their opinions.
Oh, how did it go? Has it maybe, grown? Oh, this is such a shame. Why isn't Tanger back from Gandharvaville yet?
Oh, the kids kept mentioning an...
Uncle Tanger is a famous children's author here, and he wrote quite a few stories in the past, but none of them were popular among... But around a year or so ago, he suddenly had a eureka moment or something, and suddenly the children loved
That's right. My little Ghaffari loves his stories too. The whole reason we decided to make these carvings was because we asked Tanja for guidance. But right after he agreed, he went off to Gandharvaville with his son to look for inspiration. They haven't returned yet. We were running out of time, so we had no choice but to carve an Aranara bait. As you can see, this was the result.
Oh, we have to do... Hey! Since you're the famous traveler, could you do us a favor? He doesn't have to come in person if he's too busy. Please, if only to put a smile on...
They seem pretty desperate. Let's help them out. To see the kids... Yep!
Wah, ini set quest nih, kampret. Let's go.
Time to go.
Tanjo takes us. Maybe that's why he was able to come up. Anyway, we're counting.
Bisanya soal set quest awal.
Fresh fruits and veggies, both quantity and quality.
Time to go.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest.
You've got a deal.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care?
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Guess that's only to be expected for the largest port in Sumeru. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. Osvan told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item? Well, given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what we come up with.
Welcome. Welcome. How can I help?
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question.
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the academia. Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come. You see over there? Those are students from the academia. They've been looking worried and miserable ever since if you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need.
Those students seem to be...
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about the Scarlet King and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Regzar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
They're called Ein El Akhmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be...
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing. They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ein El Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part...
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for?
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious to Paimon. So, what's her plan? Wait, didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000
Gampang lah, bro.
Have you lost your mind? Alright. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of Mora. But if you...
Kampret ya.
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
Wah, tempatnya bangsat sana. Macam apa nggak teleport sini? Gak ada TP sini rupanya. Betul disuruh jalan-jalan di kota.
Time to go.
This is the place we heard those students talking about. Let's find a seat somewhere and see if we can spot the group they mentioned.
Should I adjust the shipping schedule? How can there be Kairagi here?
Oh, you've arrived. Please take a seat.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Ha! Once we reclaim the power of the Scarlet King, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion.
Caracal Battalion.
They've also amassed a significant amount of more this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists?
Yeah, with boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god.
All these guys talk about is the Scarlet King.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when the Scarlet King exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chance later.
Apa ya nih? Sounds interesting.
Should I adjust the shipping schedule?
Huh? Who are you? What do you want? A student? Huh. What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos? Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it? Huh? What is this? Some kind of joke?
Sorry, he must have grabbed the wrong amount. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Paimon can't stand to see so much
Habis
more
doang
go.
bro.
But there's no other choice right now.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Hmm? Well, what are you waiting for?
Dan bilang uang kebetulan berkurang.
Oh, that's right. We heard you mention the Scarlet King just now. We're actually interested to know more because...
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little... As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of the Scarlet King.
Scarlet King.
Years ago, the Scarlet King founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru. The Scarlet King was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you mean the
Greater Lord Ruka Devata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed the Scarlet King's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the Academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. The Scarlet King isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true god will suffer retribution. If what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of the Scarlet King. I don't have anything to say to you Academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
I'll hide him. I'll hide him.
You again? Deranged academia lunatic.
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring. Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item.
Hey! Shut it all, Hatham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this, hmm?
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not preclude him from changing his mind in the future.
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Tevat. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere falling through of I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. However, I fear that by then, some things will have happened that cannot be undone. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you.
What did you
consider this? Have I ever
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 mora to them.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading... Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Emirites running too! Plus, he seems to know a lot about what's going on around here. He went that way! After him!
So then, what happened?
Wait up! It's Al-Hatham, right?
What do you want? No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just... Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end, they might harass... All right. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you! Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about,
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about that? A student. Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Huh? Oh, yeah! He's really strong. Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange? We can help with that.
He doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Maybe not, but he can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from from guys like that. Those high-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for...
All right, I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that, we'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information...
You were willing to part with 500,000 mora for something and you didn't even know what it was? Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile. Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the Academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too.
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the This is what you've been looking for.
Huh? Paimon can't tell what it is.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature Akasha. Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents. Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information, knowledge capsules confer their contents without any requisites.
That's amazing.
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, there will always be those in this world who are dissatisfied with life as designed for them by... Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the Academia. Now, in Port Ormos, the valuable ones are a means to Mora for the Eremites. Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless Academia students. Well, I think that about sums it up. Oh, so that's your true objective. With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer. You're still resolved.
Time to go.
Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help. I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveler. Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing. She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with Academia regulation. I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further. Become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust. This is my...
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges. You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their contact. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
What? We only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time! We don't know how to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad!
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight? Oh? That's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard. Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
They look the same to mine?
Try inspecting them with elemental
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight. That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy. However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the mora for purchasing. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any mora left over, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your efforts will be for...
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two want to back out, now's the time. Okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikela Funduk.
Looking at what Al Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a traitor near Old Ormos. Let's follow these instructions and try to get in contact with him.
Hello. What are you two looking to buy? What a unique palette. We have unripe hara fruits, but...
Following the paper got us past the first round.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe hara fruits. Show them to the warehouse.
Got it. You two, please follow me. You two have a fascinating fashion sense. We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumeru rose for quite some time.
Every ship deserves the
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru rose means common merch. No. Look again. We're obviously wearing morning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
Ah, the warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me. Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things. Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice.
Hold on. That's not right. Taken by mice means they sold out.
I'm sorry. But as things currently stand, we won't be able to fulfill your order. Why don't you two think things over?
What?
He's cautious of us. Let's take a closer look at the paper.
Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things. Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice.
What the fuck?
Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
right answer. But eating hara fruit that makes your head and...
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style? I'm guessing that you're going for a more traditional packaging since this is your first time here.
Wait a sec. Sumeru City style means we're only buying a few things. He won't take us to see Dory. He's cautious of us. Let's take a closer look.
Langsung GG tuh.
Before I retrieve... please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice. Thanks. If you look like you have some skill, why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Yep, that's the right answer. But eating hara fruit that makes your head and ears ring sounds like a bad life decision.
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style? Wow, you two sure are generous customers. We'll be sure to package your products beautifully. Okay, everything has been confirmed. Miss Dory is waiting for you up at... Shoot, it's the Matra! Run!
What? The matcha? Where? I'll hate them said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here.
What?
We don't know this area, so let's follow that informant. He ran that way. Look, he's over there. Hey, if you're hiding from the Rishmaland tiger, come this way. Another password. Oh, that voice came from behind the building.
Here, over here. You can stop running now.
So you were the one who was calling out to us just now. But, are we definitely gonna be safe here?
These two good customers wish to buy some hara fruit, Miss Dory. And if there's nothing else, I'll...
Oh, very good.
Huh? Wait, you're Dory? I'm unsure that you...
Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you me. If you don't watch what you say, then you can forget about doing any business. But it seems you two have actually done pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty sharp. You don't really look like criminals or anything, but
Heimat's not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment, but we'll take...
I can't risk doing business with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces. No matter how much more they might have. Not only will they get caught by the Matra, but they'll also get us into trouble. As decent folks trying to run, and so that's why I prefer to have customers like you. It's your first time here, but don't worry, I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough knowledge capsules to decorate your house with, please, knock yourself out. As long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora, then we're all good. Ah, yes, of course.
Wow, she has a trove of canned knowledge. Whew. She'd probably be in serious trouble if the Matra caught her.
What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Don't worry, I'm not interested in your reasons. Take this one, for example. An analysis of the sociological ideology and dialectics of the Hilichurls. Only 3 people in all of...
Yeesh. Who would want to be an expert in...
Or how about the architectural styles and... With this one, you can become an expert in historic architecture preservation and find an excellent, well-paying job in nearly any nation.
Ooh, now this sounds like it could...
2 million mora, and it's yours.
Whoa!
Of course, you are free to pick whatever your heart's desire. The content...
Alright, let's try the method that Al-Haytham mentioned.
You've really got a good head on your shoulders.
We'll take these, please and thank you.
My oh my, you are blessed with a taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Customers like you are rare. Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just 100,000 more and more, you can pick any knowledge capsule of your choice.
Say what now? Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100K and we get a capsule worth a whole million! But all the canned knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 mora. If we spend just a little more, we can get something worth 1 million mora. Think about it. We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. And so far, everything we've bought... Aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works? We're talking instant knowledge here. Don't you want to try it yourself? Come on, come on. We still have around 100,000 of Al-Haytham's moral left. So let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you. Ahem. You've got a deal, Dory. We'd like to spend...
Excellent. Then please, select from this fine collection of...
Hold on a second. Paimon thought we could choose whatever we wanted. Why can't we choose the one...
Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1 million mora each. I'm sure discerning customers like yourselves will be able to find something to your liking. Please, take your time.
Uh-oh, Paimon has a bad feeling about this. Let's use Elemental Sight again to check these. Huh? Why? Hey, we're getting a capsule worth 1 million mora here. Don't be such a party pooper. Well, anyway, the mora's already been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful. Let Paimon take a look here. An introduction to traditional Sumeru brewing techniques, the art of growing spices, an overview of ancient runes. Not sure we'd ever find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful, right? Let's go with this one. Dory, we'll take this one.
All right, very good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days, so be sure to check back again soon, whether it's canned knowledge or any...
Our dealings with Dory went smoothly enough. Let's head to Wakala Funduk and meet up with Al-Haytham. Hopefully now he'll finally tell us about what the Academia lost.
Tadi tuh apa, Wak? Dulu geng, ngantuk. Dan guys for watching, goodbye.